creating your first web page.
Now that you have acquired some basic knowledge about the HTML skeleton, tags, and elements, it's time to put that knowledge into practice. In this exercise, you'll learn how to create your first web page. After this tutorial, you should be able to open a new file in Sublime Text, name the file, and save it as an HTML page and view the file in browser.
Let's start by opening the Sublime Text application. Sublime Text launches with a new file open. The word Untitled in the title bar indicates that the file has not been saved. To save the file, select the title bar of the Sublime Text editor. Select File and then select Save As. In the Save dialog box, we will select the folder where we want to save the file. Avoid saving the file in the Downloads folder. To name the file myfirstpage.html, type myfirstpage.html in the Save As box. Ensure that you include the file extension .html or .htm while saving the file. If you omit the extension, the file will not open in a web browser. Select Save. Now that you have saved the file name will appear on the title bar of the application. To create your first HTML web page, you can now start typing the HTML code in this file. You need to begin the HTML code by specifying that the file is an HTML language file. So, type the extension inside tags as the first line of the code for the page you are building. Remember that within the skeleton, we must inform the web browser that the document is written in HTML. Therefore, we will add the opening and closing HTML tags. To insert the HTML tags, type the opening HTML tag and press Enter. Then, type the closing tag with a few line breaks in between. Now, let's add the different sections in an HTML code. In HTML, the first section to be listed is the head. This section contains information about the document. You need to add the opening and closing head tags to denote the beginning and end of the head section. To add the head tags, type the opening head tag below the HTML tag and press Enter. We can use the opening and closing title tags to display the name of our web page on the tab in the web browser. To add the title tags, begin typing the opening title tag after the opening head tag. Next, type the name of the web page, My First Web Page. Then begin typing the closing title tag. When you type, the closing title tag automatically appears. This autocomplete feature in Sublime Text spares us from manually typing every end tag, which can help save some time. If you use Notepad or some other editor which does not have the autocomplete feature, you will need to type out both the opening and closing tags. Both the opening and closing title tags are inserted in the file. Begin typing the closing head tag. Notice that when you type /, the head closing tag automatically appears. Now let's see how this HTML code will display as a web page. Locate the file myfirstwebpage.html you just created in the file browser. To run the code, right-click this file, select Open With, and then select the browser, Google Chrome. The web page you created displays in the Chrome browser. Next, we will define the body section of the HTML code. Everything within the body section will be displayed in the web page in the browser. To insert the opening body tag, below the closing head tag and press Enter. Next, let's add the text to be displayed on our web page. Opening and closing heading tags help format text as heading on the web page. To add a heading, type the opening heading tag H1 below the opening body tag. Type the heading, "This is my first web page." And then type the closing H1 heading tag. Refresh your browser to check if the text you added between the opening heading tag and the closing heading tag as a heading displays on the web page in Chrome. The text, "This is my first web page," appears as a header in the browser. Let's move on to paragraph tags now. Paragraph tags help define paragraphs on the web page. Below the heading tags, type the opening paragraph tag. Next, type the paragraph content. On our web page, let's add the paragraph, "Welcome to the page. Come back soon." Then, type the closing paragraph tag and press Enter. Refresh your browser to check if the text you added between the opening and closing paragraph tags displays as a paragraph on the web page in Chrome. The text, "Welcome to the page, come back soon," appears as a paragraph in the browser. Now that you have finished entering the text you wanted to in the body, type the closing body tag. Ensure that you have ended the HTML code for the page by typing the closing body tag. Note that all the tags themselves are not visible on the web page.
Now that you have seen the steps to create your first web page, it's your turn. Practice creating your first web page file in Sublime Text and see if you are able to make it successfully.